House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is very, very mad. Not at Joe Manchin or Kirsten Sinema or the lack of progress in Biden's agenda or even the Republicans. No. She's mad because somebody asked her if maybe members of Congress should be banned and their families should be banned from owning stocks. Here's a response that she gave to a reporter when they asked that question.
Insider just completed a 5-month investigation finding that 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have violated the Stock Act, the insider trading law. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that, and secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while serving in Congress?
No, I don't know to the second one. We have a responsibility to report in the stock, on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review, but if people aren't reporting, they should be.
Why should they be banned?
Because this is a free market and we are a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that.
We're a free market economy, folks. And you know what? Members of Congress, i.e. myself, should be able to participate in that. Stock trades, making money from stonks. Nancy Pelosi, her family has millions of dollars in the stock market. She's actually one of the wealthiest members of Congress, according to Insider. Now, of course, she doesn't own the stock herself. Oh, no. Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, is a very wealthy businessman who runs a venture capital and investment firm called Financial Leasing Services Incorporated. And over the years, he has made countless bets on high-profile companies his wife is supposed to regulate. Companies like Amazon, Apple, and Google. Now, weird. It's almost as if, her position as Speaker of the House and member of Congress to be able to regulate over these companies, having stock or having a family member in your immediate household, okay, being able to basically have inside access to what Pelosi knows. I know. Oh, yeah, you don't think that she talks to her husband about, come on, stuff relating to their finances, to their stocks? Come on. No, they absolutely know about this. Having that insider access, that's a conflict of interest right there. She should not have, and her husband should not be able to own stocks while she is serving as a congresswoman. It's ridiculous. I know. Oh, wait, are you implying great Nancy Pelosi, Yas Queen Slay, is only looking out for her own financial well-being and companies that she is supposed to regulate, but own stock in? Yes, I am. And by the way, it's not just her, obviously. Nancy Pelosi is not the problem. Neither is all the other politicians who do the same thing. The problem is the fact that they can do this, that this is illegal for congressmen to do. Now, of course, they're not supposed to do insider trading, but it turns out they do. A lot of them do. In fact, 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have been busted violating the Stock Act. That is, of course, a law to prevent insider trading. And that's just what we know of. There could be more. There could be many more. And so, yes, there seems to be an issue here with politicians, getting insider information, doing insider trading because they own stocks. Hey, guess what? If you stop them and their immediate families from owning stocks, and I'm talking about like if somebody is living in the household, then yes, they should not be able to own stock if that family member, the person they live with, is a congressional member. Shouldn't. And again, you're privy. The problem is you're privy to information that normal people do not have. And if your money, your fortune is tied up in a company that might be befalling some tragedy or being investigated, well, you're not just going to sit back and let yourself lose all the money Are you? Are you? That'd be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? No, of course you're going to use your position and your knowledge to either save your investments or benefit yourself by making new trades based on that information. Again, this is what happened with coronavirus. You had several investigations into different members of Congress who had made some questionable trades at the outset of coronavirus after a hearing on coronavirus, a secret congressional hearing, where, we think coronavirus is going to be very, very damaging and very deadly and really, really bad for the American economy or for the world economy. Okay. Gee, I wonder how it's going to affect this sector and this sector and this sector. Maybe we're just going to pull out of these trades, these certain companies before this knowledge becomes public. Or we're going to invest in other companies, places that do PPE, places that do, cleaning supplies and antibacterial or antivirus stuff. Interesting. Again, this is something that normal people would do. Why? Because it's human nature. That's why members of Congress should not be able to own stocks, because they have that insider information that we don't have. It should be very, very obvious. And the other thing, too, is that, look, as a member of Congress, your duty is supposed to be to the electorate, not to your own financial well-being. And obviously, they don't care about that. Now, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez last month actually made a great point on this, because she says, it's absolutely ludicrous that members of Congress can hold and trade individual stock while in office. The access and influence we have should be exercised for the public interest, not for our profit. It shouldn't be legal for us to trade individual stock with the information they have. Now, again, as I mentioned, they get around this by saying, well, I don't personally own it. It's in a blind trust, or my husband or significant other, my spouse, does. Now, again, how's that different? That's familial wealth. If it's in a household, of course you're going to be affected. And now, as such, and this was interesting, but makes total sense, turns out that investors actually watch Paul Pelosi for the trades that he makes, and other members of Congress. In fact, according to Dinesh Hasiha, an assistant professor of strategic management at Augusta University, he told NPR in September, quote, investors perceive that senators may have insider information, and we see abnormal positive returns when there's a disclosure by a senator. Meaning that if they see that a senator buys or doesn't buy certain stock, they're going to say, oh my God, what does he know? What do they know? Well, I have to do it too. And of course, you can understand that is a manipulation of the market. I mean, again, it artificially messes with the supposed free market that we have, which is obvious that we don't have a free market. Guys, it's not an even playing field. We don't have a free market. We have people that have baked in advantages because of being in government and having access and oversight over these companies. Again, they can literally pass legislation that helps or hinders said companies that they are personally invested in. That is a huge conflict of interest. Now, Nancy Pelosi knows that. She knows that. She's not a dumb person. No, she's a corrupt person and is absolutely fine with the system as it is and wants absolutely no change, because guess what? She benefits personally from this and other aspects of corporate rule. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.